Alright boys, let us do this. First thing first, the name, L-U-I. Secondly, the game of lifting. Thirdly, the subject. It is about the most shredded of them all, the most diced to the socks mofo that ever walked on this bitch right here, namely, Andreas Monzer. For you youngsters probably you don't have any kind of recollection, you do not reminisce the level of shreds that this gentleman had. He's dead since 19 years already, in 1996. Namely, Monzer, Andreas, called Andy by his peers. The level of conditioning that this Austrian dude was bringing to the game was absolutely unheard of. Until today, he challenges the likes of Branch Warren. If you think that the conditioning of Dennis the Big Bad Wolf was a sight to be recognized, this was on another level. Look at him next to Milos Sarzev. I mean, the striations, the depth of his, basically the skin was, sub 2% body fat we're talking about here, bro. This is something unheard of. You can see him here next to Paul Dillette and Flex Wheeler. So he is dead. Paul Dillette lost all his gains, and so did Flex Wheeler. This is the 90s, baby, please. Look at him here, next to Mike Matarazzo. May he rest in peace. He is dead too, lately, from a heart issue. And this guy is dead too, right? It is kind of somehow weird to see Samir Bannout on the back. Mr. Olympia 1983. He's probably older than these guys by 15 or 20 years. He is still alive, yet both these guys are dead. Right? It's kind of an important question you gotta ask yourself. Proceed, shall we? Look at the striation and the details he was bringing on these squads. It was absolutely unheard of, right? He was highly underrated, highly overlooked. Look at the chest. Until today, you hardly can see a bodybuilder bringing this type of conditioning to the Mr. O, let alone small shows like the New York Pro or the Canadian Pro. Does not exist. He was pushing it to the limit. Dude was conditioned all year long. Look at the back. Look at the glutes. I'm going to show you a picture of his glutes. I mean, he's so diced you can overlook the greatness of those shoulders. It was absolutely outstanding. The level of condition again was absolutely stupendous. This is not Photoshop. This is reality, right? I mean, it was shocking for a reason I'm going to mention in a few. You can see him here next to Mike Francois, who was sick. I think it was either the liver or the kidneys, either or. He was out of the circuit. This dude is not a nobody. This dude won Arnold Classic. He won the Night of Champion and also the Ironman, if I'm not mistaken. This is a Hall of Famer, Flex Wheeler, right? No need to describe him. Mike Francois, you can see him here next to Jean-Pierre Fuchs. Jean-Pierre Fuchs is a dude from Switzerland. He was a giant to be reckoned with. Next thing you know, both of them lost all their gain. This is Mike Francois today, and this is Jean-Pierre Fuchs. He's next to a lady. Next to her, does he even live? But that's what's up. 90s, baby, please. 90s, baby, please. Remember that. Proceed, shall we? Next to Kevin Levroni. You can see him here next to Mike Matarazzo. Both of them, may them rest in peace. His back was also outstanding. Again, overlooked by all measures. You can see the striation, the details in his glutes, hamstring. It was absolutely a sight to be seen, but everything had a price. Andreas Monzer, 65, 96, dead at merely 31. Look at his glutes though. You will see him in a few, but prior to that, look at the details in that chest. I do recall these years. front lat spread, he was absolutely Dorian-esque. But unfortunately for his time, he was not a charismatic dude. He was highly overlooked, the persona was not there. Now he is the co-citizen of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Both are Austrians, both are bodybuilders. And this one did not have the charisma, the persona of Arnold, so he never pierced in the pro ranks. He was always overlooked. Always, top 5, but never up there. He placed second in the Night of Champions 1993 after Porter Cottrell. You guys don't even remember Porter Cottrell, but this guy more or less was absolutely overlooked. Look at the glutes. One of the first to dare show this crazy conditioning. Crazy until today. Back then he was himself and another Turkish dude, namely Hamdullah Aykutlu. These guys were absolutely shredded to the bone. Again, here next to Flex Wheeler and Sonny Schmidt. You guys remember Sonny Schmidt? May he rest in peace. He won the Mr. Olympia Masters. He's dead. Flex Wheeler, needless to say, as you guys know, he is a kidney transplant survivor. This is his autopsy photo, guys. Right. He was dead on March, actually, 1996. Freeze this picture, the next picture right here, and take your time to read the details about his autopsy. And this is just a small portion of his autopsy that pertain to bodybuilding, because they did everything and everything was absolutely off the hook. Everything was not good, everything was bad when it comes to the metrics of his body. His bodily function was absolutely destroyed. This is his actual liver with tumors the size of golf balls. Repeat, must I. His liver not only was almost liquid, as per the doctors, it was absolutely dissolved, but it has tumors the size of golf balls. His liver weighed almost 3 kilograms, as you guys see, and the normal weight for a man's liver is merely half that weight, meaning 1.5 kilograms. It doubled in size, right? So, and they said half of the liver consisted of simply a crumbly mass, similar to that of polystyrene, meaning styrofoam. It looked like styrofoam. It showed yellow dystrophy, multiple adenomas, periportal fibroses, bile duct proliferation, centribular cholestasis. It was just a wreck. This isn't actual pictures of his testes, right? It was a testicular atrophy with anabolic steroids abuse, right? His adrenal seminal vesicle contained a small amount of thickened secretion. His testicles showed testicular atrophy, as I mentioned, the size of a hazelnut, with a walnut large cyst formation on the right testy, right? The brain had some damage and so on. It was an absolute mess. I will attach the link of the formal and the actual autopsy and an article about his death in the description below. I commend you to read it, you freaking youngsters. Proceed, should I? This is supposedly one of his cycle. I'm not gonna go through it because for me, this is gibberish. This is freaking Chinese. I don't get nothing about it. All I know is that it is frightening, right? So you can freeze it and read about it. And I'll let you, before letting you go, by his co-citizen. He said something. His co-citizen, not Arnold, but rather Nasser El somebody, who was half Austrian and half Egyptian. He said, bodybuilders do not get shot with guns, but get shot with needles. Be careful. Be careful for the choices you make. If you're young, if you enroll on this path, not only think twice, but think Louis Marco, damn you. Think about me. Think about me. Have my face telling you I do not salute you. Right? And that counts for something. Don't forget to like the video if you understand what I'm saying. And share it. Day Libra.